Hi-ho, everybody. Coming at you live, less than live, contrived in 2025 with episode 18 of Hey Man, Nice Kiss Shirt. So let it rip, boys. All right, let's get into it with April 29th. What is the greatest kiss present you've ever received? What about the gift resonated with you? Not buying it yourself.
Can I go first?
Hell yeah.
Okay. It was Christmas time, and like there's no presents around, so you're like searching for where they're hiding the gifts, And so there was this cabinet and I opened it up and I just saw the hairline of Ace, his solo album, and it was a t-shirt with the 4 solo albums on it. And I just saw that color blue and that shape, and I was just like, "Bam!" And it was the best day of my life. I swear to God.
I love it.
Second best day of my life.
That's great. And when you said Christmas time, I was getting all warm and fuzzy because mine is
Christmas.
Mine is a Christmas time vibe too, and it was, so Christmas 75, and I just found these guys. I've always told the story that it's my cousin Wally. So, I mean, I have to believe that it was him.
I want to hear Tim's response.
My cousin Wally had, I could have defaulted to the guess, but I'm kind of going down the line. But, so, the only reason I got alive is because the gatefold, he spilled a Coke on it. It stuck together. So my first copy of Alive, you can't read the notes all that well. But it was my first Kiss record, and it scared me holding it because I had seen Mike Douglas and not really known what was going on. Mine meant a lot to me just because that was like when I became a fan, really. You know what I mean? Because I didn't, like I said, seeing them, I was just so freaked out. I didn't know. I just didn't even know. I was 3 years old.
Mine is kind of similar to your guys's, but nothing profound. But I had gotten Love Gun, Alive 2, and Double Platinum in kind of an order when I got into them in early 78 or late 77. But I got Peter Criss's solo album for my birthday, December 78, and that definitely set me on the path. And then a little bit later, I got Gene Simmons' solo album for Christmas. So I'm like,
yeah.
This is what I want to be.
You saved the best for last.
As far as putting me on my musical path, though, that was a big part of it.
I don't think I knew that about you. The Peter album was your first of the solos.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, same here.
Yep.
And that's why I have to, believe that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it gets into, again, my first album was Love Gun. Controversially, I suppose, but first solo album was Peter for sure, and I do like it. I think it's fine.
It's a mood. It's its own. It's its own.
What it was. It was Peter Criss playing and singing. I loved it.
Yeah. Love is so hard. Love is so hard. Such an easy thing. A major. Such an easy thing. Such an easy thing to do. When you find the love. There we go. When you know it's real. F sharp.
No, it isn't.
You lose it all.
Such an easy thing to do.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Let's hear it for Johnny Scotch.
All right.
Where does that take us? It's funny. We go from music to music theory to music theory for April 30th. Did you take piano lessons as a kid? If so, Did you ever play along to one of the Almo Kiss songbooks, 1977 to 79? Do you collect these songbooks as an adult? And which book is your favorite? So, I mean, I think we're all pretty much bowed out of this one, right?
Yeah.
We had a guitar book, though, that we used of rock and roll.
Oh, was that,
yeah.
was it like Kiss Easy Guitar?
Yeah. Don't be busting my balls about rock and roll over, motherfucker. I'm just telling you, that is the best fucking.
We had a book of easy
Kiss
guitar
album.
though. You wouldn't need that so much, but from our band, we like played
Eddie
a bunch
Kramer,
of songs out of
hi.
it. Yeah. Exactly.
I know,
Eddie
and he's on
Kramer
Love
was-
Gun, I know.
And
I'm aware.
So yeah, we gotta take a pass on
Just
this
when
one.
did he drop the bass?
strictly guitar.
I'm just saying because there's no bass on fucking Love Gun, dude.
All right, this takes us into May 1st. Without listing, this is kind of involved, so follow along, kids. Follow the bouncing ball. Without listing music from the Elder or Killers, what other album could Kiss have pulled off the Elder look? Pretend Kiss never took off the makeup. Which 80s era record could the band have pulled off that costume design? So we're basically just trying to find good places to fit Elder era Kiss image.
Short-haired Kiss, yeah.
I saw this ahead of time, and I didn't know it said 80s. I was going to say Carnival of Souls, as far as a relatively serious album, maybe, but that's very hypothetical. Yeah. 80s is tough.
I like it a lot.
I love it.
Bang Bang You is not the Elder look, so that's out.
No, man. No.
I
Nights
know
is out.
where you have to go.
Those extraterrestrial travelers are not.
No,
gonna
not
bang
80s.
bang
Not 80s. I know where you're going to go with it. I mean, everybody knows where this goes.
Okay.
Which is what?
Go ahead.
State the obvious, my friend.
Tell if you're right. I'll tell you if you're right.
Give me your opinion and I'll tell you if it's correct. I'm talking to you.
I already did my bit.
No, you didn't. You didn't state the album.
No, he said Carnival of Souls.
80s? I said I forgot.
I mean,
that it
that's
was an 80s.
it's not 80s, but
that's the only one I can think of.
Oh,
Any 80s ones.
technicality. You
Hot
dirty
in the
dog. I
shade.
like
Hot
it.
in the shade.
hot in the shade.
With some purple headband going on.
I would think Destroyer just because it's Bob Ezrin and fucking
But that's
almost slightly conceptual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but man, does that would we shift?
That would have been where they would have made the
Would
shift.
we?
I'm just saying.
Would
you
we
know what I
shift
mean?
the timeline?
In their
and,
best
like,
interest, that would have been the time to do the Elder look.
Yeah, but then you think about it like.
And then they went back to rock and roll after that. You know what I mean?
Then you
It's
think,
like,
would we miss out on the classic
well,
costumes?
I wish they did it for Asylum.
Would those be?
You know what I mean? Just
True.
saying.
This is a good point. That's what they needed.
Yeah, that's,
Because
they
that's just
they needed the
that's
Elder
just-
costumes. Yeah.
when you quit thinking for yourself, when you listen to management, and you just got new management a week ago.
Yeah.
That's when that happens.
Yeah. You're watching
The kids love it.
a little too much Golden Girls on the bus or whatever they were doing.
You cannot watch enough too much Golden Girls. I'm just telling you, that's a great show.
So yeah, so Destroyer for the 70s and
They went Rose Island.
And,
I'm just saying, they went Rose
and,
Island.
and Asylum for the 80s. Yeah, I mean those are great. That's a great look for the boys. I'm sorry, it just is. It was a jarring thing.
Agreed.
That was in my dark ages of Kiss when I was living in Missouri and not like the last record. I had a cassette that I had made of Unmasked, and my mom sold my Unmasked when we moved in a yard sale. So pissed. But
I have to say, as a 12-year-old, when my friend brought Unmasked over and I put it on my Emerson, shitty record player, I was a little concerned when I heard it. You know what I mean? Even cats fooling on the bus too. You know, I mean,
They did do it correctly, though. They came out of the gate with "Is that you?"
Yeah, well, I mean,
But you're right.
all that
Even that, you're right.
You know what I mean? That just ruined
Hey,
it.
Paul, give us a little less. Shout.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Come on,
Shout the shit.
drop the shot. All right, May 2nd. Describe your ideal Kiss road trip. Where would you go and who would accompany you? And what Kiss album would be the soundtrack? I like how we limit it to one album.
Right.
Yeah, what are you going to hit the
I
road?
appreciate that, yeah.
What are you going to hit the road blasting?
Yeah, I would have immediately thought
I
everything
know.
but one album, huh?
I mean,
I
you
already know
guys,
somebody's going to Key West to watch Love
you guys
Gun.
have Thelma and Louise. Am I right? Like, does that,
I've never been to the Just to Kill corner. I would like to see that.
Oh, really?
So I guess I would just do New York. Maybe that's the Captain Obvious answer, but
I'm going Nepal, Dressed to Kill.
You said with Paul?
Nepal.
Nepal.
Oh, Nepal. I'm going to Nepal with Dress to Kill.
Yes.
Who's going with you?
You.
All right.
And you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's who's going with
I mean-
me too is my best friend Fido here, as he said.
Man,
earlier.
I can't go to Nepal to watch the Dressed to Kill
I feel
concert
like-
without
I
fucking
feel like
Fido and
such
Tim.
a, I
You know
feel
what I
like
mean?
such a dick. Like I wasn't even thinking about you guys.
Or I met my wife and
Ideal.
Tim.
Ideal. See,
Not you
There
so
you go.
much.
No. In all honesty, of course it would be you guys. And of course Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
But the first thing I thought of in my mind was like I was being very calculating about it, and like,
in Germany.
but like I've never met Gene, and it's like I would want to go on a road, Gene was the thing that scared the living shit out of me and became a superhero and like the coolest. I would want to go on a road trip with Gene, but then I thought, then it's Gene. And like Gene now,
that's what the question says.
going on a road trip with Gene now,
I think
that's
wrong about
too many
question.
dad jokes, man. Like I want to go.
It says if you could
Are we
go
going on a road trip with Kiss? Is that what you
I
said?
want to go. I want to go to New York
I don't
with Paul.
think with is in the thing.
I want to go to New York with Paul and like you said, go to Dress to Kill Corner and
Yeah, I haven't
Get
done
the
any. I
loft
do all the
and
New
we're
York
changing
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
all
sure.
that shit.
So, never have, but
Well, it
Fucking
says ideal Kiss road trip. So it doesn't have
we
to
get
be
to
Kiss.
make it whatever we want.
Yeah, we just make it whatever we want. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Who's with you? And when we're getting out of the gate with Dress to Kill, I really like that idea.
You're talking about touring
Are
with
you-
them.
are you
I
on
mean,
board
we're
with
talking
that?
about a road trip.
No, I'm
to
talking
go
about
see
taking a
Kiss.
road trip.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, not with them, but to see them. That's kind of where we
Oh,
were.
to see? Oh, you guys are talking about going to a Kiss concert?
It kind of felt like
We're
that.
just-
We didn't.
I
all,
pictured
like,
seeing Kiss sites, so that's what you saw. That's what I do with the New York.
We
trip.
all have different.
But
Yeah,
there
we
could
all
be a
have
show
different
too. But you already did that.
imagination.
You did the New York trip, which seems pretty legendary.
That's the but that's just the fantasy one, because I don't have
social experiment.
I don't have Paul Stanley on speed dial,
No,
even though I am his pal as
Well, he is meant to
as
be.
note.
Yeah, but you got to do the last show in New York, though. That's like everything I've heard about that's been.
That was-
They call him Mr. Speed.
That was pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean,
You just kind of make shit up. I mean, you don't even
That's
go
what I'm
by
saying.
what it says. You know what I
Dude,
mean? You just kind of like, oh,
Ideal. There's a lot of shit wrapped up in that word.
Gene Simmons, and that is
I don't want to go on.
question
I don't want to
asked
go
at
on
all.
tour.
It's like, oh man,
I wanna go on a
like,
road
Where
trip.
would you want to go to see Kiss? And you're like, oh, well, I want to ride with Gene Simmons through the fucking, Himalayas.
We all agree on Dress to Kill, though, right?
No,
No, I would do a live too.
Love Gun.
I love
You're the one who said Dress to Kill.
I know, but he said Love Gun.
No, I'm gonna do a live too.
Why?
That's my favorite.
That
You-
sounds
What do
awful.
we do it
That's the
backward?
worst sounding
We do
Kiss
it
album
backward?
ever.
Because I
Except
don't
for
sit there
fucking
going. I
Out of
listen to
Hell.
the songs. And I don't go. This sounds terrible. I listen to how good the songs are. As most people do.
Oh, Tim, you're getting personal now.
Wow.
I feel like we gotta
Yeah.
wrestle.
No, I
Look
didn't
at the
say.
body-
I didn't say. I didn't
We're
say.
gonna have to wrestle.
as
Look at the
most-
body language on
I
this
didn't say
guy.
as most normal people. Most
Well,
normal
you're getting
people
a
do.
little ballsy, bro.
I left normal out.
All right.
You don't think that sounds like shit? That like there's no bass on a live tune?
There's apparently no bass on Love Gun either, but I still love.
Agreed.
music. I don't listen to the demos on Rock and Roll Over and go, this sounds like half a song. I just enjoy them. You know?
I don't listen to my
Right, but on Rock and Roll Over, they're full songs.
I don't listen to my favorite version of Strutter and go.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Rock and Roll Over? Oh my god! Oh, it's so terrible. I'm going to use it on my solo album.
It actually sounded like halfway decent production on that album too. Although I don't think it's the end all be all of that song. Are we just gonna do the whole book?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
May 3rd. What Kiss album reminds you most of Five and Dime stores? E.g., Ben Franklin, T.G. and Y.
Dynasty for
Rock
me.
and Roll Over.
I remember walking into fucking record stores and nothing but Dynasty everywhere.
So when they say Five and Dime, did you ever like where did you go? Did you go to a Ben Franklin's or did you go to Perry Drugs? I mean, I would consider that kind of like a Five and Dime type of thing. A small store, not a department store, not the fair.
I was going Rock and Roll. Sorry.
When you think of those kind of stores,
In those stores, I honestly didn't see a whole lot of Kiss ones, but possibly Hotter Than Hell, and Queen Killers or Live Killers. So Hotter Than Hell, I guess, is my answer.
You have a dim memory of seeing one of those in a Perry or something.
I used to have a Ben Franklin that I hung out around. And
Did you out in Davison?
It was up north in East Tawas, and that was when Unmasked and Dynasty was new, and then it's still Unmasked. So one of those two.
I just remember
Unmasked
just being plastered everywhere, and
so,
I'm
I
like,
mean,
oh my god, it's got to be awful. The
reference, but
just
I'll go with Unmasked.
It was around that time. That's when the Ben Franklin in Davison. My dad was living in Davison, so I think about that.
Sniff Corner.
Snip, yeah. Cut out.
Corner.
No, I remember getting that might have been where I got Unmasked.
It's worth reduced.
It's worth reduced. So, yeah, I would probably say Unmasked. Okay. May 4th asks, what is your favorite Kiss sticker? Why?
I only had one Kiss sticker. It was Animalize, and I bought it in high school, so that would be my favorite.
Animalize sticker?
I can picture Mark St. John on it as we speak.
Yeah,
He loves chorus.
The first Kiss sticker I got was in a Kiss Army kit, and it was the chevron. It was the Kiss Army sticker.
So, are you guys just going with? I mean, it's one I had to have.
No, you could just, if there's one that you remember seeing that I like that.
Roll Over cover. Oh my god, that's the best sticker ever.
You know, when my first copy of Rock and Roll Over didn't have the sticker. I got that second hand.
I don't think I ever did either.
I'm talking like 2010 sticker.
Yeah, see, it took me years to get that sticker, but I remember seeing.
No, I don't mean a legit one. I'm just saying one that was.
Oh yeah.
A sticker of that. That's my favorite Kiss art. Is flat out Rock and Roll Over. That's the best Kiss art. I mean, except for Rock, Destroyer and. But anyway,
Michael Doré. You guys noticed that the original Ken Kelly oil paintings that Bill said got lost, thrown in a dumpster or whatever, they were sold at auction last week. Very cool. Very cool. It's cool to see it, in a landscape format. With the back cover.
Yeah, well, I mean, like twice the size, probably, right? Like 24.
Oh God,
24 by 24 or whatever.
Remember?
You know what I mean?
The convention tour.
Because.
Or wait, did you go to that one? You went to that one. Maybe it was you who wasn't there. Did you guys both go to the '95 convention tour?
No, I was
Like at Kobo?
I was not there.
Well, they had the 4 foot by 4 foot Love Gun painting. So I imagine.
Oh, it's 48 by 48. Bam!
I imagine that the destroyer. I don't know the dimensions, but I imagine that the destroyer is just as high and probably twice as long. You know.
Well, I'm thinking method. Well, I mean, it's going to be, I think, symmetrical. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it tightens up when you're shrinking it. You know, so
I'll put a graphic here for those of you who haven't seen the panorama album cover. All right. May 5th asks us, does it bother you that KISS has added so many new members over the years? Or do you feel that new band members made the band grow musically?
The second one, I find the Elder and Creatures era to be very interesting, so I'm glad that they kind of had a little switch up at that point. As much as I love Peter Criss.
I like when bands do weird shit. You know, I like when they take left turns, and that's just lineup changes is almost always part of that.
It's kind of a different story though as you go along, and it kind of became a rotating for at least a little while. It seemed like a rotating lineup of guitarists.
Yeah, well, guitarists, and then
that was a whole different deal, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't seem weird to me though until Bruce came in, just because Mark St. John's tenure was so short, and it was like, oh wait a minute, he's like, I'm not even used to him being in the band, and now he's got writer's syndrome and he's out. So
writers,
yeah, isn't that what they called that?
Sure, why not? I mean, it's made up, so whatever you want to call it, it's fine.
That was like an anti-inflammatory.
He played after that, but anyway, he totally had a career. I'd watch videos.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Scotch.
Could you repeat the question?
Does it bother you that KISS has introduced new members?
Absolutely not. And for one reason is because I love Lick It Up, and I think Vinnie Vincent is so great on that. And I think really probably his best work ever. You know, like I think him restraining himself is his best self. You know what I mean? And I just loved it. I loved just everything about his guitar playing on that. So new members aren't a bad thing. Eric Carr also, I never hated on Eric, you know what I mean, for replacing Peter, you know what I mean? It was also a new era, you know, and just things change, and
it was cool.
So he was the guy for the era, for the job at the time, you know. And I think Animalize is amazing. I think Mark St. John is fucking great. He's perfect for that. That's a good album. I mean, I love the solos on it. I don't care about the over-chorused, you know, whammy, heavy stuff. It's perfect for it.
Bonus question. Is it better than Asylum?
Almost everything is better than Asylum.
Interesting.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, Tears Are Falling is their Great Expectations. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you.
And here I am. I'm over here just liking Great Expectations. What a fool I am. I don't know. So yeah, from this fool to yo fools.
Damn.
I want to say thanks again for tuning in. I'd like you to put your two lips together and kiss that subscribe button. And remember with us, who was it that said, play hard, play fair, nobody hurt?